Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into the show that's on in the afternoon. Really insightful and important show here today, I think.
People with a passionate mission, which is important to highlight what they're talking about today,
And a mission for helping people deal with, we were talking before the show that, there was so much talk years ago about the opioid crisis.
Right.
And you don't hear about it as much anymore, but it's still happening.
Still prevalent.
And it's still a huge problem. So we're going to talk about this with TJ Ward.
Yeah.
Boy, I could have done that. I could have done that whole intro a whole lot better.
Well, it's a good awareness program. I mean, we're going to have a good chat about it. I mean, it's not an easy topic to talk about because it affects
tough.
People directly or indirectly. I mean, we're all kind of connected to this, horrific drug, and we're going to dive into it.
Yeah. TJ is with Project Opioid, North Florida. A very important organization. We're going to talk about what they do, how they were founded, what they have coming up, and a whole lot more.
Absolutely.
We'll also have your horoscopes, your events, all that good stuff. Oh, yeah, you're up today. All right, man. We'll get into it. It's going to be a good show here today. We'll start by telling you about our good friends at Bozard Ford Lincoln. Since 1949, Bozard Ford Lincoln been more than just a dealership. They are a family-owned beacon of trust right here in St. Augustine. They were founded on the principles of honesty, integrity, and community service. The Bozard family tradition continues to thrive through generations. Their state-of-the-art facility features 91 climate-controlled service bays and a quick lane for no appointment-needed maintenance. Plus, you can enjoy the comforts of their customer lounge and the unique flavors of Ford's Garage.
Oh, so good.
We're big fans. They're proud recipients of the Triple Crown Award, a very prestigious award, and named Florida's Dealer of the Year by Dealer Rater. Their team is dedicated to providing an enjoyable and an efficient experience. You don't want to be sitting around at a delership all day long.
No, like the doctor's office. So long.
They know that.
You only read highlights twice.
That's right. Well, in case they got a few, unless they got a few of those magazines.
Few of them, right.
There,
That makes it enjoyable.
But all the other kids have colored in them already.
I hate that.
I say other kids like I'm one of the kids.
Typical.
Bozard Ford Lincoln offers the best in pricing, selection, and service. Visit Bozard Ford Lincoln today, just off I-95 and State Road 16, where your satisfaction is their mission, and they are driven to inspire. Our friends at the Bailey Group, also very inspiring people. Getting enrolled in a health insurance or Medicare plan does not have to be complicated. It can be quite the opposite. Out there at the Bailey Group, they're going to make sure you work with a local insurance advisor to find just the right insurance coverage for your specific needs and your budget. Their goal is to make getting coverage simple. No added costs, no extra fees. The Bailey Group handles individual health and Medicare, corporate benefits, and financial needs for their clients. Give them a call. Let them do that for you. 904-461-1800. And then our friends at Elace Med Spa.
Oh, very nice.
If you're looking for a relaxing and rejuvenating experience, look no further than Elace Med Spa. At Elace, they specialize in providing their clients with a wide range of luxurious spa treatments and advanced medical aesthetic procedures. Whether you're looking to unwind with a hydrofacial or enhance your natural beauty with things like dermal fillers, laser treatments, Botox, hair services, body contouring.
They got it all.
They really do it all.
It's a full menu.
You'll feel just amazing when you leave there at Elace, just like Davey does.
Absolutely.
All the time.
My face would be gone with the wind if it wasn't for them. God bless. I'm father frozen. I love it.
Elace is the place that will save your face.
904 thanks you.
It's beauty on your terms. Elace.com. All right, sitting in with us this afternoon, TJ Ward from Project Opioid, North Florida. TJ, thank you for joining us this afternoon. We appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So talk about what Project Opioid North Florida is. What are you guys doing? How did this start?
So we bring key leaders together across our region to confront the overdose crisis. And we do that through education awareness, through high-level advocacy, through data sharing and compiling reports to be able to distribute to partner organizations. We also coordinate collaborations between those organizations that are doing incredible work, the boots on the ground folks that are, in the fight day in and day out. So we kind of fill the gaps and support those organizations that are doing the hard work in the different counties in which we work, which is about 10 of those right now. So Project Opioid started in Orlando. That's where the headquarters is. Okay. And there's several initiatives that are across the state of Florida and a few outside of our state as well.
So TJ, how did you get involved with this project?
So I just have a passion to help people. I know this is an issue, and the opportunity became available. I applied for the position.
Awesome.
And my skill set kind of lines up for what it is that we do. And so it became a good fit. I came on March of 2021, and we started it from the ground up and have seen some incredible things happen over the last 3 years as far as helping to reduce overdose deaths in these counties in which we work.
We started in St. Johns County, right?
So we started our first event, our community event in St. Johns County. So now getting ready to do another one here coming up on Monday, May 20th. So I know we're going to talk a little bit about that. But we kicked off the community events right here in St. Johns County.
Cool. That's awesome.
So education sounds like a big part of this.
Yes.
Making sure people are properly informed. They know what the opioid crisis looks like in 2024. You know, we had a big problem, and it was a huge problem in Florida about 10 years back with these pill mills, right? Where people were just hopping to these different places, and they were just able to get thousands of pills at times by doing these. Now, that's kind of been curbed majorly over the last few years, but what does this crisis look like now in 2024? What are the big problems we're dealing with?
Yeah, so you mentioned the overprescribing, the pill mills. That definitely got squashed with the prescription drug monitoring program, requiring doctors that were prescribing to enter that information into databases so that we could track how many pills were being distributed. The unfortunate part of that is so many people were already addicted, so they had to turn somewhere. Opioid use disorder, the withdrawals from that are extremely painful, and so people will do whatever it takes not to have to go through that. So they turn to heroin. And that was kind of the next wave of the overdose crisis. What we're seeing now is the synthetic opioid fentanyl, which is much more powerful, more deadly, cheaper to produce and distribute. And it's really an economic thing for the drug dealers and the folks that are selling these illicit opioids out on the streets. And so fentanyl is driving the overdose crisis, particularly fake pills that are disguised as prescription meds. So people think they're getting a Xanax or an Adderall, and it's a fake pill that's laced with fentanyl, and it kills them. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's horrible. Yeah, it's a big problem, and I think almost everybody out there has been affected in some way.
Right.
Absolutely.
By the fentanyl epidemic.
Yeah. For perspective, we saw over 111,000 overdose deaths in the United States last year. That's a CDC statistic. Wow. That's 300 people a day. An analogy that we like to use is that's like a 777, a Boeing 777 airplane full of passengers crashing every single day with no survivors.
Wow. And if we heard about crashes like that every single day, boy, we would just be, everybody would.
State of emergency, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to your point,
we'd be changing the whole system.
And to your point, we used to hear more about the opioid epidemic, and you'll still hear about fentanyl, especially now that it's a campaign season. Everybody wants to stop that, and it should be something that stays in front of people. Here in St. Johns County, it's been an issue just like anywhere else. Fortunately, we're seeing over the last year or so a decline in overdose deaths here in our county, and that's due to several reasons. One is we're getting resources into the community, things like Narcan that reverse overdoses.
Right.
You've got incredible organizations like Epic. I know you mentioned them as a partner of yours that are doing great work to get these resources into the community. You also have awareness like we're doing, just getting the word out so that people understand how deadly this is and the damage that it causes. And then we also see that peer support specialists are making a big difference. And those are people that have lived experience. They've been through an addiction. They've come out on the other side. They're successful in their recovery, and they're connecting people that are struggling to the resources that helped them. So we see that if somebody can walk alongside a person that's struggling, especially if they have experience in the thing that they're dealing with, then it's extremely impactful and effective in helping to reduce some of these overdose deaths.
Because there's a great deal of shame and guilt that also comes with this too. I mean, when you realize you're in this dark hole that you can't get out of, having a mentor, having someone that can walk you out of that fire is so important. That's great. So you travel regionally, right?
Yes.
And you're connecting communities to the different resources within that community.
Yes.
How does St. Johns County make it a little bit more unique than other communities that you service?
So there's a good network of organizations that are working together, different sectors that are working together in unison. So you see great collaboration. And I think that's a key to the success you're seeing in the reduction of overdose deaths. You have a sheriff that makes this a priority. And I know you've had him on the show recently to even talk about some of this. We were watching that show. I think it was Friday.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, just partnering with leaders such as him, and then organizations. I mentioned Epic, but there's the Prevention Coalition of St. Johns County that does a lot of education and training and distributing of resources into the community. All that collaboration together is what makes a difference. And so when we work in counties that do that well, you usually see success.
That's awesome.
That's huge. Now, what's the connection to the Jacksonville Chamber? What's the connection there?
Yeah, so our initiative is funded by the Florida Blue Foundation.
Okay.
And we're facilitated through the Jacksonville Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
And that's unusual. A lot of times when I mention that, people say, why would an economic development council want to do something like this? Jack's Chamber has a foundation itself that really utilizes programs in the community to impact social issues. And so we felt like in order to be successful in this fight against the overdose crisis, we were going to need to engage the business community, the business leaders, for a few different reasons. Number one, they have a platform to get out, awareness to help, us help educate people.
Yeah.
Secondly, they have resources that a lot of them are generous to contribute, when it comes to this issue. But the thing that I think sets it apart is just the creative problem-solving skills that so many business leaders have. If you think about the fact, especially small business leaders who are trying to stay afloat during the pandemic, do whatever they could to be creative, to keep their businesses going. We need that type of thinking, that innovative thinking around the table when we're talking about how to solve this issue. And so Project Opioid and Florida Blue saw that early on and said, this is what we're going to do. And every Project Opioid that started out of an economic development council for that reason.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's really smart. I think it's also smart that you guys are really laser focused on the opioid crisis and dealing with this one issue. What does it mean? How is it beneficial to have an organization like yours that's really focused in on one thing rather than a broad spectrum of kind of abuse, I guess?
Yeah. So I think the positive aspects of it are we're able to stay on top of what it looks like, because the narrative does change. We just talked about how it changed a few different times since in the last decade. We know where the resources are to address this one specific issue, so we can point people to those. We kind of make it our job to know who's doing what and doing it effectively, so we can, get more resources to those organizations and then point the people that need help to those successful organizations.
A lot of times it's a continuum of care, because it's not only just the substance abuse, there's also mental services that are needed too. So that's kind of like the web that you're basically helping everyone kind of get together and make it efficient. Absolutely. In fact, that's what our community event is about. That's one of the main purposes for what we're doing. And we're doing that mention on Monday, May 20th from 6:30 to 8, a free meal at 5:30, Chick-fil-A. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, come on out. It's going to be at Fruit Cove Baptist Church.
Okay.
But what we're going to do is assemble several, in fact, at this point, it's over 30 different partner organizations that work in the continuum of care. I'm glad you brought that up, because it's not just education, awareness, or resources that directly affects, the opioid use disorder. It's also, what are you going to do for housing or employment? Right. Are you going to make sure that these people have the food they need to, the basic needs that they need to be successful in their recovery? And so we bring these organizations together and we say, hey, here's who's working in your community. Go to their table, get their resources while you're eating your Chick-fil-A sandwich. Yeah. And then we'll go inside and have a program from 6:30 to 8 that highlights what it looks like here in St. Johns County and what some of the key leaders and key organizations are doing to address the issue.
Yeah.
That's so important. Having all those resources together in one place,
yes, sir.
Is just powerful. So people don't have to be looking around. They don't have to be Googling the different places.
Right.
It's right there for you. You're bringing it to people who may need it the most, or may have a family member who needs it the most.
And that's what we see. A lot of the people that attend our event, because you mentioned something really important, Davey, the stigma that's attached to this sometimes prevents people from wanting to go to an event like this because they think, what are people going to say if they see me walking into, well, it impacts everybody, whether we realize it or not, directly or indirectly. And so what we do as well is if people can't attend in person, we live stream it. So that's another reason we partner with churches that have those technological capabilities to record the event and live stream it. But what we see is a lot of the attendees are parents or loved ones or friends of people who are struggling, and they just want to know, what can I do to be a part of, their recovery, and even just concerned citizens in the community. What can I do to be a part of the solution? So we try to give them some action steps they can take. When they walk away, they can put those into practice and really be a part of helping solve the issue in St. Johns County.
Yeah,
it's huge. And how are you guys partnering up with Sheriff Hardwick on this?
So Sheriff Hardwick knew about our event and asked if we would partner with him to do one. So our friend Prey Pass reached out.
Yeah, she's great.
She reached out, and we were happy to do so. We look forward to this for a while now. We've been trying to line it up with Sheriff's schedule. We know he's a busy guy doing a lot of different things, but he's made time for this because it's a priority for him. And so we took the lead on gathering all the resources and the organizations, and he's going to get to speak about what his, sheriff's office is doing to address this issue, along with some other subject matter experts that will
talk about that panel.
So we've got the sheriff that'll sit on the panel. We have Kyle Dresbach, he's from the St. Johns County School District, and he's going to talk about what it looks like in the schools and what they're doing to educate students on this issue. We have Kerry Batista. He's the medical director for the Fire and Rescue Department here in St. Johns. He's a guy that has a lot of knowledge and experience with addressing this. And then we have a gentleman called Rob Dixon. His name's Rob Dickinson. He's at Epic.
Okay.
He's the guy that kind of runs their medical side of things over there. And he's going to talk about how this impacts us biologically. Because a lot of people, again, back to the stigma thing, they think this is just a moral failure where people are making poor decisions. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe it started out with a bad decision. Mm-hmm. A lot of times it's people trying to cope with some type of anxiety or depression, mental health issue, even some type of tragedy that they've experienced. And they're utilizing these meds or these fake, illicit drugs that they think are meds to cope with this. And he's going to talk about how it impacts our brain and our, biology.
That's great.
And the fact that this is a disease, it's not a moral failure, and what we can do to help people get better.
Taking that shame out of there, that's important.
So important. So if you could leave our listeners and watchers with kind of like one final thought, one main key point, what do you think that would be?
Yeah. So which camera do I need to look into? Because I want to make sure that they know.
If you want to get serious, it's that one right there. If you want to talk directly to the people,
I just want
to
say, hey, if you are not getting medication from your doctor or a reputable pharmacy, do not take that pill. Don't use that substance, because there's a high chance that it contains a lethal dose of fentanyl. In fact, our friends at the DEA tell us now that 7.5 pills that they test contain a lethal dose of fentanyl, and they seized over 50 million pills last year. So the overwhelming majority of stuff that's on the street is not good. It's deadly is what it is. So it's not going to just make you sick; it's going to kill you. And a lot of times, it's unforgiving. Back in the day, you heard of drug addicts, people that were kind of ensnared in this, that it would take them a while, slowly degrade to the point that they pass away. Now it's one pill can kill. Wow. That's what the DEA is pushing out. So please don't take anything that doesn't come from your doctor or a reputable pharmacy, your prescription, because it could be the last thing you do.
Yeah. TJ, please tell us how people can get a hold of your organization, how they can reach out for services, and all that contact information, please.
So our website is projectopioidnfl.org. Okay. So it's not National Football League, it's North Florida.
There you go.
But if it helps people remember, we're happy for that. So projectopioidnfl.org. And we can connect people to any of the resources that they need, or the help they need, the treatment they need. We can provide educational services for them, bring awareness through campaigns that we've done in the past. Just reach out and we'll have a conversation and see how we can best serve.
That's huge.
Yes, sir.
TJ, thank you so much for coming by and for what you're doing, man. It really is so important. And please keep bringing positivity into people's lives and changing lives, man.
Absolutely.
Definitely will. And I just want to say thanks for giving us a platform to share this.
Of course.
We appreciate what you're doing here.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Thank you. Man, so important.
Check
So
it out.
important.
Monday, May 20th. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Over at Fruit
Yeah.
Cove Baptist. Very cool.
Yeah, and Chick-fil-A, what a bonus.
That is
That's
huge
a good bonus.
That was
right?
smart. They know what they're doing.
They didn't skimp on that,
Right?
man. That's good.
Nice.
Hey, got to give a big shout out to our friends at Old Town Trolley. Their philosophy is giving back to the communities in which they operate. The Old Town Trolley proud to offer their sincere appreciation for our St. Johns County schools, organizations like Patriot Service Dogs, and many more out here around our area. They also offer uncountable transportation donations to many local fundraisers and events such as Light Up the Night, the 4th of July fireworks, and the Beach Blast Off. Check them out. They're the Green Trains. We love them, and you'll enjoy your time with them too.
Hey, Floridians, let's talk about something we take very seriously. That's called air conditioning, right?
Yes.
Yes, we're not a fan of being left in a hot mess of humidity. Well,
We're not.
Steve Chapman's All-American Air for a fabulous 45 years have been the AC hero of St. Augustine and beyond. We're talking St. John's, Flagler, Duval, and Putnam counties. They're the experts and the cool cats of warranty and non-warranty service. They have preventative maintenance service agreements, new construction installations, and rocking high-efficiency systems from the Lennox Wonders to the Ultra Smart Eye Comfort Thermostat. They've got all your HVAC products in sight. Give them a call today. Get on one of those maintenance plans. 904-461-0070.
And get yourself on a maintenance plan with a glass of great wine.
It's very good for you.
It is.
Yep.
They say a glass a day, right?
We'll
You
keep
should-
the doctor
you should
away.
do that.
That's the new
All
one.
right. There you go.
Used to be an apple, but we upgraded to the grape. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Just a different fruit. That's all right. They're open from 8 to 8 daily at Bin 39. You can enjoy some live music on their patio from 1 to 7, at least Thursday through Sunday. A lot of times they got it on every day of the week.
Absolutely.
Just depending on what's going on. You will find your new favorite wine with our friends at Bin 39.
I got to tell you guys, thanks for showing up at Bin 39, always tagging me in all the things. I love it. Irving loved it. It's so cool to see everybody out there supporting the great Bin 39.
Yeah, man. People now associate you with Bin 39. They expect to see you out there all the time.
Brand ambassador. I love it.
There you go. One of those. All right, man. Cool. Well, it's horoscope time.
Why I oughta.
Scorpio and Sagittarius today. Let's do it, Clay. Scorpio. Channel your inner Sherlock. But with a twist today, you'll see betrayal and intrigue everywhere.
Everywhere.
Trust is for the naive. And you're about as cynical as they come.
True.
Just remember, not everyone is out to get you. Some people are just bad at parking.
Well, that
Okay.
is true.
There you go.
It's a bumper for a reason.
Yeah, there you go. Boy, I messed up my bumper a couple of weeks ago.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. Just ran over a whole wooden thing. As a
What?
thing. Sagittarius. Your quest for truth and adventure leads you to the depths of your couch cushions today.
Oh.
Who needs exotic locales when there are crumbs of past meals to discover?
Gross.
Embrace the journey, no matter how short or crummy. Oh, I see what they did there, crummy.
Yeah.
They threw a pun in there for us, the stars.
Sakes, not a
Oh,
crumb
okay.
left on that one, yeah.
There you go.
Hey, I've got an opera in one act to talk about right now. The
Okay.
Stranger's Tale is coming to town. This is music by Curtis Tucker and text by Nelson Shealy. This is happening Friday, May 17th at 12. This is free admission over at the Ancient City Baptist Church.
All right.
Very cool. You can meet the artist, Brittany Fausch, in her role of Kay. So yeah, check that out. The Stranger's Tale happening May 17th, which is in 2 days from now at 12 p.m.
All right. Good
Hey,
deal.
Wild Horses and Wild Flowers Sunset event. This sounds so much fun. This is happening at our friends at Wesley Wells Farms, Thursday, May 23rd from 6 to 8 p.m. They're celebrating the kickoff this summer with an epic vendor village as well that's going to be at the Wesley Wells Farm. So check them out on Facebook. They've got a lot of really cool events. They do some Mommy and Me programs too, so they're always doing something fun. But going back to this Wild Horse thing, entry fee is $25 if you're riding, or $10 just to be a spectator.
Okay.
This event is to bring your own horse to the farm. Theirs at the farm are not available to rent for the event. They just wanted to make that clear.
Okay.
But yeah, you can register at wesleywellsfarms@gmail.com. Again, Wednesday, by Wednesday, the 22nd.
Okay.
Hey,
Sounds
St.
good.
John's Pal Summer Camps. There we go. Are you ready? Just 2 weeks away. Register now for some summer camps. They got cheer camp over at Crookshank Elementary. They got flag football camp at Pomar Park. They've got tackle football camp again at Pomar Park. Cheer camp at Crookshank, and a boxing camp that is world famous at the Harris Center. Yeah, check it out. $130 per week. That includes lunch. That's amazing. Check out St. John's Pal. We love them over there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. Good stuff at Panache, too, since 1987. They open their doors to be a cut above the rest. Their mission at Panache, of course, caring for their team, their guests, and their community, of course, from scalp to soul, and bringing joy to the world one service at a time. What's the Panache difference? I'm glad I asked. They're carefully chosen and highly trained staff there to exceed your expectations. Same goes for their elegant salon space. Of course, they are an Aveda salon, so they're proud to align with Aveda's mission of ethical and sustainable business practices and their high fashion aesthetic. They share Aveda's exceptional standards of quality products, treatments, and guest care, and everything they do reflects the standards of an Aveda salon. Check them out. Go to getpanache.com.
And the United Way of St. Johns County is a champion for our community. Together, they create opportunities, they foster education, and they improve the lives of those in need. The St. Johns County United Way is a catalyst for change, bringing together businesses, volunteers, and organizations to tackle the toughest challenges facing our community. With your support, they can make a huge difference. Check out their services and check out being a volunteer as well. Go to unitedway-sjc.org. It's amazing what happens when we live united.
Yes, sir.
All right, today we've got awful taste, but great execution. Funny times when people had no taste, but executed their ideas flawlessly.
Okay.
This first one is pimped out level Amish edition.
Hey, okay.
Wow.
What?
Interesting, right?
Wow. Amish? Oh, the wheels. I see.
You see that it's
I'm like, but that's a Hummer.
Yeah,
okay, I get it.
Next up, his and hers country wedding cake. Wow.
Okay.
I think I saw that in Tringali Barn.
Yeah, probably. All right.
Oh, I want to try this one. Look at this T-Rex Christmas tree. That looks amazing.
Whoa.
What a great idea.
There you go.
That
All
looks
right.
like fun.
That looks a little more sturdy than the stands I set up.
Right? I don't know how they did this. Next up, oh, here is a tramp stamp.
Okay, I get it. I get it. Very good.
Smart, yeah. Well, not really, but yeah. Next up, dog slippers made to look exactly like your dog's.
That's kind of cool and kind of creepy.
Kind of cool, kind of creepy.
Really does look like you're wearing a dead dog on your foot.
Definitely. Next up, this is the coolest handbag I've ever seen.
Oh.
What if you were on a date and it was like the first date and she pulls out this purse? You'd be like, yikes.
No second date. Or maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. It'd be wild. Next up, Ultimate Scorpio Throne. I had to do that today for my saving grace on the horoscopes. Next up, look at this sandwich-style wrapping paper. I think this is a great idea. Look how cool that is.
That's perfect for me. A burger right there. That's perfect.
It's a lot of gifts. Next up, here's the bat stash.
Okay.
He definitely lost a bet. I can tell by the face, right?
Yeah, right. He does not look thrilled at the bat stash.
Yes. And our last one today, saw this car filling up at a gas station in Illinois, did a double take that even the top tires spin.
I'm just wondering why.
Isn't
like why?
To be cheeky, that's kind of fun.
Okay. All right, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for putting together a good show, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you to TJ for coming by. And Clay for pressing all the buttons.
Thanks, Clay.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye-bye.